In this video, we're going to go through a complete step-by-step guide on how to get your real estate license in the state of Minnesota. We're also going to cover a couple important things that you're going to want to know, like how to pick the right brokerage to avoid failure. And at the end of the video, we're going to go through a complete breakdown on all the costs that are associated with getting your license so you know exactly how much to budget. Let's dive right into the video. My name is Chris with the Empire Real Estate YouTube channel. On this channel, we talk about real estate, personal finance, and entrepreneurship. Before we get started, I want to offer you our free How to Get Licensed and Start Your Real Estate Career Guide. Everything in this video, plus a little bit more, is inside that guide. To get your copy, click the link down below, and I hope you enjoy it. By the way, if you like this video, definitely smash the like button. It helps the channel grow, and we greatly appreciate it. So first things first, you have to meet a couple basic requirements in the state of Minnesota in order to start this process and get licensed. The very first one is you have to be 18 years old or older, and you must have a high school diploma or its equivalent. The next thing is you must be able to pass a background check that shows that you don't have anything on your record that would prevent you from getting licensed. So if you met those basic requirements, it's time to start with step number one. In the state of Minnesota, you are required to complete 90 hours of state-approved pre-licensed education. So this is the very first step of the process. And I know 90 hours is a lot of time to invest into real estate classes, especially if you have a busy 9 to 5 or you just have a crazy busy schedule as it is. Because of this, we highly recommend you check out Calibri Real Estate School. They do a really good job. They have really happy students, and you can take these classes online at your own pace. So if you want to check them out, there's an affiliate link down below with different sales and discounts. So make sure you check them out and see if they have something that fits your needs. Once you complete the 90 hours of pre-licensed education, I would not schedule your exam right away. I would take some time to study because this exam has a high failure rate. And if you take some time to study, you're going to have a much higher chance of succeeding. So I want to give you a couple quick tips on things you can do to increase your odds of passing the exam. The very first thing is to time block. So time blocking can be a great tool if you spend an hour every single night going through your textbook, really trying to retain knowledge. You're going to have a much higher chance of passing. The second thing you can do is find a real estate study buddy. If you know someone that's also going through this process trying to get licensed, you can be their study buddy and you can, quiz each other with flashcards, and this will help you get through this information much faster, and you'll probably spend more time studying because you're going to be having fun. And it's probably going to increase the odds of you passing as well because you're just spending more time doing it. It's a lot more interactive, and you're probably just going to retain a lot more of the material. Now, if you can't find the ideal study buddy or the textbooks are just too boring, I highly suggest you check out Prep Agent. Prep Agent is an online test prep tool, and this is what I use to actually pass my real estate exam. It puts you through tests like simulations that are very similar to what's on the real estate exam itself, and if you answer them wrong, it tells you why you answered them wrong, and if you get them right, it also confirms and tells you why you got it right. So this tool definitely helped me pass my exam, and it gave me the confidence to go sit there on testing day and work through all the questions and feel confident that I was going to pass, and I did. So I highly recommend you check them out. There's an affiliate link down in the description below. It's called Prep Agent, and they have a really good product. Once you're done studying, it's time to actually schedule the exam. The exams are held with Pearson VUE in the state of Minnesota. You're going to want to go on their website or call them to schedule the exam, and you're going to want to give them some notice to make sure that they have availability on the day that you want to go take your exam. Now, when you go to the testing center on test day, you're going to want to bring a couple basic things. The first thing is 2 basic forms of identification and a basic non-scientific calculator for the math portion of the exam. Now, keep in mind, this is not an open book test, so you're going to have to know the material to pass. So make sure you take your time. The exam is 4 hours long, and it's only 150 multiple choice questions. So most people finish the exam early, and you don't need to rush through it. Look at multiple questions, read them multiple times before you actually submit your answer, because this is going to give you a higher chance of submitting the right answer, because some of the questions are set up in a tricky way, and some of them are kind of trick questions, the way they word it, and they word it in a way to make sure that you really know what you're talking about, right? And that's the entire point of the quiz. So make sure you reread the questions a couple times before you actually submit your answer, because again, you have plenty of time. And even if you do this, you're still probably going to finish early. Now, once you complete your test and you walk out, you're going to get the results right away. So you're not going to have to wait or have any anxiety to find out if you passed or failed. You're going to find out right away. And if you fail, it's not the end of the world. You can go back and you can retake the exam. You're going to have to pay another fee to retake the exam, but you can retake it. That's the good news. Now, if you pass, it's time to celebrate. Give yourself a pat on the back. You got through a lot of things. You completed your pre-license education and you got through the exam, which is a challenging test. So pat yourself on the back and celebrate a little bit. Next, you're going to want to submit your background check and get your fingerprinting done. So in Minnesota, you're required to do a background check, and they're going to check and make sure that you don't have anything on your record, like felonies, that would prevent you from getting your real estate license. Now, if you do have this on your record, I would highly recommend you check in with the Real Estate Commission in Minnesota and see if they're willing to make an exception before you go through all this entire process and spend a lot of time trying to get licensed if they're not going to allow you to do that in the first place. Once that's done, it's time to start looking for a sponsoring broker. In the state of Minnesota, you're required to work under a sponsoring broker, and it's very important to pick the right broker. Now, it's pretty easy to find a sponsoring broker that you can go work with because most agents are in commission only and the risk to bring you on isn't that high. However, it's super important for you to ask the right questions when you're interviewing with brokers. I would highly suggest that you interview with 3 or 4 different brokerages before you make a decision. And I want to give you a list of a couple important questions to ask when you're sitting down with these brokers to make sure that you're picking the right one to give yourself the highest odds of success. If you didn't already know, this industry has a 87% failure rate. So picking the right brokerage can give you a huge leg up and help you avoid failing out of the business. So the very first question I would ask if I was starting over again is, do you have access to a broker one-on-one? For your first 3 to 5 deals, you're going to want to have a broker or a mentor or somebody that has experience that you can call if you're having a tough situation or if you need advice or if you need support. You want someone that's a phone call away to help you through tough times. Your first 3 to 5 deals are going to be stressful. They're going to be challenging. And if you have someone there that's been there that can actually walk you through it, it will make this business a lot less stressful and it will give you a higher chance of actually succeeding. The next thing you want to find out is if there's a training program in place. Now, you want to ask if they have training modules, weekly training, or something in place that's going to take you through how to work step by step from starting out as a brand new agent going all the way to a successful full-time agent that is doing well in the business. So having a step-by-step training program that you can work through on your own time is a total game changer, because the truth is mentors are helpful. Mentors are awesome, and you're going to get a lot out of the right mentor, but they're probably not going to be able to be there every single day, every single second, walking you through all the little tedious things that you need to be doing to become a successful agent. So having training modules to pair with the mentor can be a complete game changer. Number 3, you want to ask a really important question, and that is, how am I going to get business? Some brokerages will tell you to just contact your friends and family, and if you have a big network, this can work out well. I know agents that have built 6-figure businesses just by using this marketing method alone. It's called SOI marketing. However, if you don't have a big network and that's not how you want to build your business, you might want to learn how to market, how to prospect, or you might want to join a team that provides leads already for you, where you just plug in, start showing houses, and start making money. So these are discussions that you want to have ahead of time with the brokerage that you're going to become a part of to make sure it's the right fit for you and to make sure that they're going to help you build your business the way you want to build your business. Right now, I'm actually looking to partner with new agents in Minnesota. So if you're interested, we have something called Team Power Unit, and I'd love to talk to you and see if maybe it's a good fit. And I can also give you some more tips on, what to ask when you're going to other brokerages to interview with them and see if it's a good fit as well. So feel free to schedule a partner call. I am looking for new partners in Minnesota, so definitely click the link down below if you want to schedule that. I'll jump on Zoom for 30 minutes with you and see how I can help you out. Next, you want to submit your license application. So once you got your past background check, you passed your real estate exam, and you completed your pre-license education classes, you're going to submit your application to get your real estate license. Once you get that back and you found a sponsoring broker, you are a licensed agent. So it's time to celebrate and be proud of yourself, because a lot of people don't even get through this process. So the fact that you did is a huge accomplishment, and you have access to a career that has huge opportunity. So it's time to pat yourself on the back, celebrate a little bit, and get to work. So before I end the video, I do want to go over the cost to do all of this. So I know budgeting to get your license is one of the biggest parts of getting licensed because everybody's curious roughly what it's going to cost them to get started with this new business. So let's dive into all the costs so you have a rough idea on what it's going to cost to get this business off the ground. The very first cost to budget for is your 90 hours of state-approved pre-license education. Now, I would budget between $500 and $800 for this, depending on what kind of deals you can find and which real estate school you decide to go with. But $500 to $800 is a pretty safe bet. Next, you have your background check fee. I would budget between $40 and $50 for this. Then you have your exam fee, which is about $75, and you have your license application fee, which is about $110. Then I would budget about $150 to $300 for your post-license education. You're required to complete an additional 30 hours of post-license education after you actually get your license. Then I would budget between $200 and $500 for E&O insurance and joining your new brokerage, depending on which brokerage you decide to go with. So all in all, it's really not that expensive to start your new career in real estate. The hardest part is just getting started, working through the pre-license education classes, and passing the exam. So definitely drop it in the comment section below if you're trying to get your real estate license this year. I'd love to hear from you. And if you have questions on how to get your license, or if you're hung up on a particular thing, drop that in the comment section below as well. I would love to chime in and help. So thanks for tuning in. If you like this kind of content for real estate entrepreneurs and you're interested in building your own real estate empire, hit the like button and subscribe. Thanks for tuning in and have an awesome day.